Power Hour Speed Clean with me. I have not got much time. I've got an hour before I need to start working, and there are a few little jobs I need to get done, a little bit of cleaning, some bits I've failed to get to, and let's just see how much we can get done together within this hour. I am Ree from mummyof4.com. Without further ado, let's get cleaning. So the main little job I need to get sorted, I need to tidy up and clean this area in my laundry room and get behind all these units and sort out this cupboard of doom, including all this muck behind it. Ugh, yuck, it all needs pulling out and cleaning. And then just general, get some laundry on, tidy up, that kind of thing. But look how dirty. Ugh, ugh, that's a Welsh thing, by the way, it means yuck. Hopefully if I've got time, I do need to vacuum in my living room, because every time I go to do yoga, I look under this sofa and there's just dirt everywhere and it's getting on my nerves. So let's start with something I've not discussed really, other than in fact it's laundry, but I'm going to go around as I often do in the mornings and collect the towels from around the house and the wet, dirty laundry, the towels and absorbent stuff. I'm going to put out fresh towels, fresh hand towels, and then we can put the dirty, yucky ones in the wash, and the house can have nice clean towels for a short amount of time before my family get home and muck them all up again. So I keep the wet dirty washing in a separate place to dry dirty washing, so that I can prioritise washing wet dirty washing, because obviously if it's damp it's going to go yucky and mouldy if it doesn't get washed as a priority. That's another hand towel and the downstairs loo that needs to go into the wash, and a nice fresh one put out. So I've now got a load of wet dirty washing. Let's get that in the machine before we get tidying all of this. Oh no, in fact I can barely even get to the machine. Just move some stuff out the way. Let's just move a few bits out the way. That is wet, well, damp, clean laundry that needs hanging up. That is a spare car seat that needs putting away, some forest school kit of Zara's that needs putting away. It was drying there. So let's start by emptying the washing machine, because we can't put washing into the washing machine to clean until we've emptied it. So we'll get all that out. That gets separated into tumble dryable and non-tumble dryable. So we have a pod and these pearl things, these scent boosters. Those are from Sainsbury's. I think they're just a Sainsbury's own brand, but they're perfectly nice. I quite like them. And that's a load on. Now that washing machine is on for an hour. So that's a bit of a timer that by the time that finishes, I actually need to stop doing what I'm doing and, do some work. So I'm putting some shoes away. I need to get out the vacuum cleaner. A lot of the stuff I'm doing today is vacuum cleaner reliant, I suppose. So this is the damp, dirty washing that needs to get hung up in my airing cupboard. Before we put the stuff into the airing cupboard, we need to empty and clean the airing cupboard. And before we can do that, we need to empty and clean this little laundry area. So we've got shoes and boots that were left in that laundry area to dry. I've put them out the way. Let's empty out the tumble dryer. Let's get that stuff out and put the damp tumble dryable stuff in the tumble dryer. I have emptied the fluff filter as well, just in case you're panicking, because that needs doing so that the tumble dryer can run efficiently and so it's not a fire risk. So let's get that on, turn the tumble dryer on, and I've just noticed this, look. I said it again. I actually say that a lot in my real life. I don't think I say it much on my channel, but yeah, my grandparents said it all the time. They were Welsh speakers. I'm not actually a Welsh speaker. In fact, when I was a child, I didn't even realise it was a Welsh thing to say. It was just something that everyone I knew said. Anyway, back to cleaning. We're just going to give this a little spray and wipe, because I've realised how disgusting it was. It wasn't on my list of things I had to clean right now, but we're going to clean it. By the way, this weird grey rag I'm using, this is a used what's it called? A colour catcher. It's a reusable colour catcher that has been used so much that it's gone grey, and I save them for wiping things up with yucky jobs. They become kind of cloths so that they're not disposable as such. They just get used for other things. They're being repurposed and recycled. And okay, we've just put that wet dirty washing on, and then already there's something in the basket. Never mind. So this is the tumble dried stuff that came out of the tumble dryer. It is dry and it's going into each person's box. So The children have got a box each, you can see there. My husband and myself have got boxes behind that door, which I'm putting stuff into now. So each family member has their own box, and their clean stuff gets put into their box and then gets given to said family member to put away themselves. And since I've done this system, it's been a game changer. We set it up in the last house and we've been using it here for 3 years. 3.5 years we've been in this house now. Absolute game changer. Continuing now to empty out this laundry room area, just dump everything in the living room so I've got some space to move. These are baskets of dirty washing, so that stuff to be cleaned. I've always got 2 downstairs because the stuff ready to go into the washing machine I sort into darks and lights in advance so that when the washing machine is ready to go on I just can dump it. These are clean dry floor mats. I will get to those later and show you what I use those for. And then we've got a lot of hangers, they need sorting. Again, it's just all going to have to be dumped in the living room. I'm just solving one mess by making a different mess, aren't I? Oh dear. So but all this needs to be emptied because without emptying it, I can't clean. I can't get the stuff out. I've got to pull it all out in order to clean this because I've got to be honest, I can't remember the last time I pulled all this out. There's going to be a lot of dirt and dust. I hope you have prepared yourself for how much mess there's going to be. So the lounge that was looking tidy is now full of stuff. Now let's pull out, so that's my basket of clothes to go away. That's my husband's. How much oh no, that's not good, is it? So this is just a little IKEA calyx on its side, covered in dust. Look how dirty it is. Akavit, there you go. See, it's a really good word, or is it a sentence? It's it's quite a descriptive thing, isn't it? Yuck, avi. I know my little ones used to say that a lot when they were little. They'd go avi. It's achi. Anyway, enough with the very limited amount of my Welsh lesson, and back to cleaning again. There is thick dust back there. That's quite embarrassing actually. I can't believe I'm putting this on the internet, but never mind. That's a large collection of dust in my house. Let's vacuum as much of this up as possible. Yeah, I did just vacuum up a sock right there. Then I had to pause. There was a very small pause in the filming that you didn't notice because of my excellent editing, where I had to stop the camera and fish the sock out of the vacuum cleaner because it was sucked up. But if I hadn't said anything, you wouldn't have noticed that, would you? I mean, you can rewind it and see if you can find the exact spot where I sucked the sock into the vacuum cleaner. Well done. Drop a little timestamp down in the comments if you can find that spot. So even this little radiator is dusty. It's disgusting. It really is. Okay. So how much dust can collect in a house? That's my question for today. I feel like our house, no matter how much I dust it, and granted I don't dust behind here much, this is not a good example, but I feel like just general surfaces. So we've got like a little unit under the TV in the lounge, or even my desk in my office. It gets dusty so quickly. It only takes a few days. Where does all the dust come from? There are 5 of us mostly in the house, 6 when my eldest is home. Is it just there are too many humans? Is that the problem? Why is there so much dust? Just if someone could let me know. Do you find this problem? Is it a constant problem, or does your house not get that dusty? Does it depend on the area? I don't know. I'd just love to know. But the real answer, the real answer for the dust in here is I just haven't cleaned behind here for quite some time, as you can see. So I'm sucking up most of the dust with the vacuum cleaner, but then I feel like this last bit, this stubborn bit, is just going to need a proper spray and a wipe. Even the sides of the units are gross. Look how much grossness is coming up off there. But I'm using one of my recycled colour catcher cloth things because it's a gross job. So why not use these recycled cloths? I am even having to wipe dust off the radiator that wouldn't even come off with the vacuum cleaner. Is that bad? That bad, guys. But at least I've now taken this hour to get this job done, because I've got to admit, it's been one of those jobs that every time I open the airing cupboard, because this is technically my airing cupboard, this is where I hang the clothes to dry, this little radiator, when it's on, creates a little bit of heat, and then the rails above this little section are where the clothes dry. And every time I open it at the moment, I'm thinking, oh, that needs a clean, oh, that needs a clean. So let me know, what is your job currently in your house that you keep procrastinating? You keep thinking, I really need to clean that, sort that. Everyone's got one, and now that I'm doing this, there'll be something else that I will be thinking, oh, I really need to do that. Some jobs are very much ongoing and need to be done all the time, and some are a little more occasional like this, and just kind of creep up on us. But look, guys, look how gross that is. So gross. But at least I'm doing it now. That's all I can say. At least I'm doing it now. So just continuing to wipe up this little area. We'll move the doors and do further down in a little bit. And then this yucky cloth can go in the dirty, wet washing, ready for putting on when there's enough of a load. Now to give this little calyx unit a bit of a clean, a bit of a spray and a wipe, a bit of a vacuum out, and then it can go back into place. I was just going to vacuum behind this thing, and I realised how disgusting it was back there, and sometimes the only way is to just pull everything out. And in some situations that is a way to make more mess, and in some situations that is a way to just actually get things done quicker. Sometimes it's quicker to just pull things out and do things properly than to kind of skirt around things. And it depends what your priority is. If I was trying to clean the whole of the downstairs right now, pulling everything out would not have been a good idea. But because really my only goal is to tidy this laundry area and then to hopefully have time to vacuum the living room because it's been getting on my nerves, I should be able to fit all that in within this hour. And I think we've got to be realistic with how much time we actually have to do things, because yeah, I would love to do a whole house clean with me every time I did one of these cleaning videos. But in reality, that would take all day. And I don't have all day because I've got a lot of other stuff to do, because I work and because I'm a mum and because there's just all the things that we've got to be doing all the time. And I think we can beat ourselves up going, oh, I only did this. So whatever I managed to do today, I could think, oh, I've only done this very small area, because this is a very small, almost like a corridor area of my house, this what we call the laundry room, which is actually the back of my office. But I could think, oh, I've only done that, or I could think, oh, well done me, I've done that. And I'm going to try and choose the latter, because I think we should applaud ourselves a bit more for what we have got done rather than beat ourselves up for what we have failed to get done. So I could beat myself up for having not vacuumed this for ages and that's why it's so disgusting, or I could think, hey, at least I'm doing it now. That's a good thing, isn't it? So generally in these situations, I try to vacuum first, try to vacuum higher up first wherever possible, and then go down. And then it's a case of spraying, wiping, all that kind of stuff, because sometimes when it's this grimy, the vacuum just cannot suck up all that grossness. Now, this was painted nicely by my husband when we moved in 3 years ago, but the paintwork on that is looking a bit battered because the baskets get slid in and out. So he probably does not know how battered that paintwork is, but good news is he doesn't watch my videos, doesn't watch my channel, so he's probably not gonna know. So shh, don't tell him how battered that skirting board paintwork is. And because it's hidden behind the laundry baskets, he's unlikely to notice. The other thing that I am noticing now is how battered the paintwork is on the front of that calyx, and that's again because the basket gets slid in and out. But then I guess, who's gonna see it? I mean, other than you guys, look how gross that is. Other than you guys, it's like, see, that's why that's battered, because that basket gets slid in and out. Incidentally, this table I'd forgotten because it's how long since we moved it. The legs at the back are shorter than the legs at the front, so that it can sit on that ledge. I remember my husband cut the back legs, and I totally forgot about that until I just now went to move that table and realised that I couldn't physically put it anywhere else because he shortened the back legs for it to go there. So Those baskets sliding in and out, clearly they are responsible for battering the paintwork at the back. So we've got a dark and a light basket. These baskets I tend to use to sort clean things into before they get put into the individual person's boxes. This little handheld vacuum cleaner gets slot down here. That lives there, so anyone can grab that. We tend to use that after most meals. And now we can hang up some stuff in this area. And I've got 2 baskets of, this is clean, damp washing that needs to get hung up because it is not tumble dryable. Now you might wonder, Ree, what are those funny grey thingies? That was one of my husband's ideas, which is one of his better ideas. I quite like this idea. And it's to separate out the clothing. So what I used to do is just have lots and lots of spare hangers in between the clothes to keep them apart so that they're not touching each other, because this airing cupboard thing, the system works well as long as there's not too much in the airing cupboard and there's enough space between the clothes for air to circulate, and then they dry. If they're all too smushed together, nothing dries, it all just goes musty and gross. So the idea of the foam thingies, and it was just some pipe insulation or something he cut up, is to stop the hangers going too close together. And then I say people, it's only me that hangs stuff up in there, so that I remember to only put as many things that will fit into there, and if all the slots are taken, to empty the wardrobe. Now time to detangle these hangers. Is there anything more irritating than tangled hangers? I don't know, I think it's up there with irritating things. Turns out I've got 11 billion. Are they skirt hangers? Are they trouser hangers? What are they called? These clippy hangers. I clearly bought a pack of them at some point thinking I needed 11 billion of them, and we clearly don't use that many of them. So what happened was they were all hanging up, and then they actually get tangled even when they're on the rail, and then clearly a lot of them fell behind that little unit. So I'm now going to store them somewhere else. Not quite sure where, but I'm going to put them in this basket so that they can be stored not there. Anyway, this method stuff, that can go in this cupboard up here, out of the way. This basket can go with the other baskets, and I did away with my main washing basket in my airing cupboard, and I've just got a stack of them now, and then the clothes are in the top basket and then they get carried downstairs as needed. My shoes are going to go away. Ignore how busy and chaotic that cupboard looks. It needs sorting, and not a job for now because we're on a power hour. We're heading towards the end of this power hour speed clean with me because the washing machine is coming to the end of its cycle, and that's on for an hour. I know when the washing machine is finished, I need to stop doing what I'm doing and go and do some work. So these mats, these grey mats, well, there's 2 mats. There's the darker grey mat, which is a wipe your feet kind of mat. And I find that I can vacuum the top. So I've just vacuumed the top of it. But you know, if you flip it over and you vacuum the other side of it, it is amazing how much muck and dirt and grit will be agitated out of that mat by vacuuming the back. Stuff that was not vacuumed by simply stuff that was not extracted then by simply vacuuming the top, the normal side. Because, wait till you see this now, it's quite gross. When you move that out the way, can you see? All of that, I'd already vacuumed the top, and then all of that still managed to come out the mat. So we've got 2 mats in here, the wipe your feet mat initially, and then the other mats. Now the other lighter grey mats are machine washable, and I use those for by the back doors in the house, and when they get disgustingly muddy, so I vacuum them in the interim, but when they get disgustingly muddy, I can just put them in the washing machine. See, look, even more muck has come out that mat. Unbelievable how much muck come out of them. See, look at all that. So we're gonna vacuum the floor, vacuum this little mat just to get the worst of it off, but then I think it does need to go in the washing machine. The fresh one needs to be put out. This little small corridor area, which is my laundry room. There is a full laundry room tour video on my channel if you want to have a look at that, by the way. Just have a look. But I think it's a whole laundry playlist, or just search Mummy of 4 laundry tour, the laundry room tour on YouTube. But if you look at the Calyx unit on the right, the other side, that's my office, and then this little narrow area, We use this as a door to get in and out when the children have muddy feet, and then I get the children to leave. Oh, we've given up vacuuming that, by the way. It was getting sucked into the vacuum cleaner. Stop, Brie. That's just ready to go in the wash now. But anyway, as I was saying, the children leave their shoes, their muddy shoes, in this area, and not to take them into the rest of the house when it is especially dirty and grimy outside, and when they've got muddy walking back from school, they're wet, whatever. It's just a nice kind of catch-all little place that we can shut the door on to leave wet, damp things. So often I put these little mats out to collect some of the wetness and the dampness, and it stops the floor being wet and slippery, and it stops mess. Basically, it stops mess spreading to the rest of the house. So now we're going to get these, which are my spare clean mats, and I'm going to put 2 of them out because I just find during the winter we go from flip-flops in the summer to having boots and shoes, and you go through multiple pairs of shoes. So they'll go out earlier in the day, feet will get wet, and then you'll swap and wear different shoes later. There's just so much more stuff and stuff to dry and things during the winter, isn't there? We leave coats in this area to dry off. They leave their school bags if they've walked home and it's been damp. But at least that's pretty clean for now. I've also got these mats by the back door in the, I guess we don't call it the extension anymore, dining room now. Is it still an extension when it was done a couple of years ago? But anyway, we're just going to put a clean one of those out. I'm not even sure if I'm going to get to vacuum in here. I'm going to run out of time. At least it's got a clean mat now, and those can get in to be washed. This is Zara's Forest School Kit. It was out to be dried. It's dry now, so it's in her box. Those are the boxes by the front door for the children's school things, school bags, stuff like that. These are sprays and things to go away. They are going in that airing cupboard area. Now, while I've got the vacuum cleaner out, this is my office, which is the other side of that Calyx unit. So if you imagine the top right-hand corner of the screen, the other side of that unit is the washing machine. Can you picture where we are? So we're just going to very quickly push the vacuum cleaner around in here. It's already plugged in, and I just may as well vacuum because the vacuum cleaner is out and I have a few more minutes left to spare. Time is a ticking right now. I really have a long list of actual sitting at the computer work type things I need to get to, but I want to make use of it being out. It's plugged in. And now this is what I really needed to do. Really, I could do with getting behind everything in here and dusting everything, but I'm running out of time. So I'm going to do the thing that's really been bugging me, which is the rug, and around the rug and behind this unit. So that's my yoga mat. You can see I had that behind the curtain. And then I'm doing my yoga poses, my downward facing dog. I look under that little pink sofa and it's like tumbleweed. There's so much dust. So I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to give that a quick old vacuum. I wanted to do a more thorough clean in here, and that's all I got to do. But you know what? Power hour is better than no cleaning. That's the lounge vacuumed, my office vacuumed, and that little laundry area really vacuumed and given a proper little clean that no one else cares about because it's behind everything. But that cupboard was super dusty and pretty disorganized, to be honest, and now it's done. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all those YouTubey things, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Click on screen to watch more videos or check out my Patreon. Bye guys.